Mero con melon. Meloncollieflaur desu. Sorry about that. Gomennasai. Little tongue tied today. Hello everyone. I am meloncollieflaur. And you know what today is? It's Watermelon Wednesday. SUIKA水曜日だよ. We've made it to the middle of the week. Once again. Just a few more days until the weekend. So, be it school or work, continue doing your best. You got this. I believe in you. おはようございます。こんにちは。こんばんは。私はメロンコリフラワーです。今日の配信はスイカゲームだよ。So, let's get started. Well, I guess the first thing is that there was an update. Apparently SUIKA Game has done another collaboration with what's called Kiwi Brothers. And it's interesting. Let's see. Basically the fruits look like this. Which is kind of interesting. We could try it today. Zest-free, apparently is what it says. This looks pretty cool though. Same BGM. Milo CEO, con Melon. Hello. Hope you're doing well today. Okay. So now to get used to what I'm seeing here, I guess all the fruit kind of look a little bigger. Going well, pretty chill yourself. Pretty good for me as pretty good for me as well. For the most part. I can't really complain actually. Let's see. Oh. Not too bad so far. After for charity went well. I'm glad. Indeed, so. Let's see. I always expect charities to go well because that's one thing that does bring people together usually. No matter what's going on in the world, I feel like that is something that usually brings people together because it's for a good cause. He dyed his hair purple. Interesting. I wonder though, would you ever dye your hair purple? That's the thing too. Usually charity gives or has like incentives and stuff that people wouldn't normally do under normal circumstances. So it is a goal to aim for usually. Other than obviously, you know, raising money for the good cause. If I did, it would probably be blue. Fair enough. Blue seal. Understandable. Omoshiroi melon. Let's put you in the middle. And you on the side. Would you do green and a mix of pink? I would actually. Green is definitely my favorite color. I like all sorts of shades of purple and I guess a little on the darker side of pink more. Closer to more of like an orchid color, I believe. So yeah. Huh. Put the big ones on the right. See how far that goes. That might work out decently okay. At least I hope so. Like a violet color? Sure, yeah. Violet is very nice. Sometimes I guess for me sometimes it depends. Sometimes I like purple more than violet and vice versa. It just depends. Because I know that violet is more blue and purple is more red. But sometimes it's hard for me to decide. So I just like that shade or those shades a lot. Melon Bob. Hope you're doing well today. Yeah, on the color gradient. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. So yeah, this game is still going strong for the most part. If they're continuing to do collabs with different sources, they must be doing pretty well now. Not missing any opportunities. I wonder what they have to do to even get like collaborations with different companies or stuff like that. Because it's very interesting to look into. Did SUIKA game get a physical release? Not that I know of. If it did, it was probably Japanese only, but I don't think it's gotten a physical release. I think it's only been digital because when the game first released, it was only in Japanese. You can only buy it from the Japanese eShop until about maybe a year ago, I think, where it got so popular that it released in other countries or in other languages, making it even more popular. Melon. Okay. Yeah, especially in early 2024. Yeah, I think so, yeah. It's very interesting. It will always be interesting to me that this game actually came out. I think it came out in 2022, maybe. But it didn't get popular until 2024, I think. So it got popular 2 years after its release somehow. The long haul. But just imagine that. Imagine, like, all of a sudden your game becomes popular 2 years later. Like, worldwide. I just remember it because it was near my exam times. Oh, I see. Naruhodo Melon. I see. Huh. Oh, very nice. Okay. So I guess I'll do that then. Keep those in the middle. Still difficult trying to figure out where to put the deck upon though. Some things will never change. Shoganai Melon. Inner sloth rely. Inner sloth? Put that there. The game studio behind Among Us? Oh. Interesting. What? So do this here. No, I had space. 1841. 1841. That wasn't too bad. So... oh. Well, I didn't look at that very properly. That's not English. I didn't look at that very well. I should have paid more attention to what I actually had. I think I was looking ahead on accident. So I'm going to have to try to make that a little bit better. You did your best. I did. But I should have calculated that much better. No excuses. There is no time limit after all. Huh. Government medal. Ah. Nice. Okay. So. As Hornet says in Silk Song, get to good. Yeah, I suppose I could. Improvement's always great. Oh. Do that. I'll assume that you bought Silk Song though. Very interesting that the game was basically like $20, 20 euros. After like a 7-year development, I guess. More power to them though. That's gonna put them on everyone's radar. Apparently a lot of streamers were streaming original Hollow Knight before the game came out. I guess to get familiarized with the mechanics, but apparently you can play Hollow Knight as a standalone. You're not really missing anything. So it's designed in a way where you can play it without having played Hollow Knight itself. But I do remember like the rush that was happening where everyone decided to basically do that. So it's like a big hype type of thing, I think. I wait for the physical version. I see. Interesting. Not sure how long it will take. But fair enough. And all the online stores crashed when it came out. Of course it did. It sucks, huh? Everyone was ready for it. So I understand. Let's see. I'll put the small ones on the left side this time. Okay. But that's what I mean with the decopone. It's very cumbersome, despite being a decopone. Very, very weird. Okay. Strawberry hop. There has been talk of the physical version being in 2026, but not confirmed. Ah, so you're not really all that excited for the game then, since you're waiting for physical release. I see, I see. So that means you're getting the Switch version then, maybe, as opposed to Switch 2 then, considering that Switch 2 is mostly a virtual cart situation. I'm excited, silly. That you're waiting until 2026. Unless there's a bundle you're looking for other physical stuff that comes with it, maybe. Which is also valid. There you go. Melon. I forgot to say Melon. I wasn't paying attention. How silly of me. That's my trademark after all. Keep even though I don't have a trademark. I'm too small for such things. Ah. Oh. Okay. So... strawberry. Pickle plum. Oh, that's scary. That's scary. Okay. Kawaii melon. Abunai melon. Night did that when its physical version came out. Is this a new SUIKA update since the fruits are different? Yeah! I think this update came out a few days ago. Which lucky for me, because usually whenever I get ready to stream this game, they have an update on Wednesdays for some weird reason. But I think this update, I'm not sure if it came out on Sunday or not, but that's when I ended up updating the game and I noticed this. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. What? Well, it's gonna become a bigger fruit regardless. I'm not in the best spot, but I can still see what happens. If only I had a better strategy. They know about Watermelon Wednesday. It feels like it. Considering that it basically like aligns in both languages of English and Japanese, it's very funny. Even though technically Wednesday in the West is practically Thursday in the East. $16.99. 1699. Small watermelon. But yeah, I've never heard of Zespri or what have you. But it's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. I'm just wondering what they're gonna do for October. I don't know if they're gonna bring back what they did a year or two ago. I think it was 2 years ago. I really liked that one, but I don't know if they're going to do it again. In fact, I think that was one of my favorite themes. Oh. Okay, so put deck up on here, persimmon there, persimmon here, and strawberry on the left. Fruit organization. Fruit mafia, maybe. Nice. Okay, so keep small fruits on the left, I guess, again. Keep that a running trend, maybe. And put the big fruit on the right. でかい食べ物右ですよ。I want to say the spooky one is a theme you can buy like the summer ones. I haven't seen it though. I would gladly get it. I like that one a lot. I don't mind spending the money for it. I know it can be unheard of to spend money on like a small game such as SUIKA game, but honestly, I play it every week. So why not, right? It's not like it's anything silly like a microtransaction or anything, or like loot boxes and loot crates, so if I fancy it, then I'll get it. And yes, I guess technically there is what's called FOMO, where like something is only available during a limited time, but still, if it's something that I would like, or if it's something that I would want, then I would go for it. And it's not expensive. That's the thing. Decopon. Maybe for October streams. Mega Malmar also got shown today. Nice. Hey, look. Look, a Kalos Pokemon. Let's see. Kinda looks goofy though. I thought Malamar always looked goofy though. Or Inkay in general. Most of the Mega Evolutions have been looking goofy as far as I've noticed lately anyway. So then I can do that. And then do this. Okay. Huh. Color is great though. Oh yeah. Put you in the middle or somewhat close to the right side. Drop you here. Strawberry on the left and cherry on the left as well. Nice. Just need... Let's do that. And then... Wait, that needs to go that way. There we go. Melon. I need like a cherry now. Maybe. Or maybe not. Cause I could put this one here. Oh, it's a decopon. Or a double decopon. That works. And then... Okay, that's aligning pretty well, actually. That's probably not gonna push it, yeah. So that's solidified then. Ooh. Okay. Alright, so I'll put this one here then. What now? That's on Hantaro. Hantaro's cute. I used to watch the anime. Back in the day a lot actually. I enjoyed it. It's very, very cute. Cherry. Huh. Ah. Okay. But what do I do now? That puts me in a spot. I'm not sure what to do now. That's always the problem, though. Nice, the anime did get 3 GBA games. It did. And it got some Game Boy Color games as well, I think. that there. This here and this one here. What? What a dangerous game I'm playing here. But I have no choice. Oh. It would make more sense to put the bigger ones on the lower side. Still get a decent score. Okay. Very scary. Wow. 1908. Highest score so far today. 1908. It's kind of surprising to find how many anime shows had games on the PlayStation/PS2. If I recall correctly, I think PlayStation 2 had a lot of Japanese games in general. And it was one of the few systems that would import a lot of games regardless of language as well, I think. If I can remember correctly anyway. I just don't know if PlayStation or PlayStation 2 was region locked or not. But it seems that both PlayStation and Game Boy Advance did that a lot. I think the Wii may have done so as well. In Japan at least. Wow. Strawberry. And then Decopone will go here, I guess. Strawberry. The PS2 might not be region locked from last I remember. Okay. So then that means the PlayStation 1 was then, I guess. I see. Okay. So, strawberry on the left, Decopone in the mid. No, I can put it on the right actually. Cherry on the left. Another double Decopone to make the pineapple. And then put you on the left, I guess. Meanwhile, the GameCube absolutely tried its best to hide Celebi in Japan. Go on. This is new information to me. What do you mean by that? Cherry, persimmon, strawberry, Decopone, grape. And then the fruits kind of look like Muppets. Yeah, kind of, sorta. I'm not sure if that's what they were going for, but it is kind of cute. Remember Coliseum's pre-order bonus disc? Kind of. I know that, like, depending on a region, different things are happening. Like, there's the Celebi stuff, the Jirachi stuff. But then again, Celebi is a Gen 2 Pokemon. And Gen 2 Pokemon were very confusing to obtain in the Gen 3 era. Which is more than likely why Coliseum and XD were made in the first place. With it being so Gen 2 evolution centric, I think. And of course, you know, Dark Lugia and whatnot. Strawberry grape. Pickle bone. No. Yep. So there you go. Alright. So I don't know if it was like, I don't know if they were hiding per se, but once again, when Hoenn released, or when Hoenn was being, like, I guess conceptualized, they were just only going to do Gen 3 Pokemon. It was just going to only be Gen 3 Pokemon. And then I guess it changed over time. And it left that gap with Gen 2. Since you could trade, you know, from a Gen 1 centric game to a Gen 3 centric game. Or I guess from Kanto to Hoenn. And since Kanto didn't fully do Johto, if at all really, then the Ore region had to make up for that in order to complete the Pokedex. But the cool thing is that Gen 3 has the most games in the series. So you can trade from Fire Red, Leaf Green, Emerald, not Heart Gold. What was it? Ruby Sapphire, Emerald, Fire Red, Leaf Green, Coliseum XD. And fill the decks. The player's guide I have for Fire Red, Leaf Green, there's Pokedex in the back and just says Celebi is not available in the US. I see. Oh, there you go. So there you go. It's just like how Mew wasn't available outside of Japan for a long period of time either. Even though Mew was in the code of Gen 1, hence why everyone can get Mew through the glitch. In red, blue, yellow, green. But in a way, Deoxys also followed suit the way that Celebi did. Deoxys and Jirachi, I guess, technically. It took them a while to actually start doing event Pokemon outside of Japan properly. I know there was like a New York City one or something like that for Mew, but... And there was something else I think for Gen 3 as well, other than just that one, but I don't remember. 1109 Sen Yaku Q. People have found ways to obtain it with eggs. I'm sure there's someone on YouTube named Papa Hefe who does a lot of ACE, and it basically makes it where you can basically obtain all the event Pokemon if done through ACE, because it seems that they do a lot of extensive I guess a lot of extensive like research and stuff in order to properly do that sort of thing, which does look and seem complicated. And it lets me know that people will go as far as they possibly can through sheer ambition and determination to figure out how, I guess, the games read code and how to somewhat manipulate ways of getting certain Pokemon. Because technically, if back in the day, before I guess maybe the Wii era, anything that you could obtain on like a cart means that it was already in the game, technically programmed for the most part, sort of, because the game has to be able to read it somehow. Otherwise you get the situation that Pokemon Battle Revolution gets, where if you're playing Platinum and you, or Heart Gold Soul Silver, and you get the Rotom forms, they don't exist in Battle Revolution. Or even Spiky-Eared Pichu and Pokemon like that as well. There's a mystery gift Pokemon in Northern Ireland back then, but it's just because that's also part of the UK. What do you mean by It's just because that's also part of the UK. As in, you feel like you wouldn't get it, you wouldn't have gotten it if it wasn't part of the UK? Is that what you mean? I'm not entirely sure on that one. I can't speak for that one. Strawberry, strawberry. Persimmon, per se. And then grape. Pick up on... Oh. That one there. And then... Strawberry on the left, cherry on the left, persimmon on the right. But no, because the event was already happening in the UK. I see. Well, that means basically any place, I guess, if it was UK specific, then... Because things are events, like I said, they had the, New York City Mew, so... That's specifically, I think, the US, so... It is region-based, after all. So I believe, anyway. Strawberry, decopon. Oh. Grape. Strawberry. And then put you over here on the right. Put you on top. Nice. Okay, put you in the middle. That whole machine for gift Pokemon looked amazing in the New York City Pokemon Center back then. I haven't seen it, but I can understand. Grape. Grape. Strawberry. And pick up on. Okay. Oh, 3 peaches. That's no good. That's pretty terrible, actually. I am Melon. Lots of cherries. Interesting. Not understanding the gravity of this situation. Triple peach galore. Yeah, it's not good to take up too much space. My dilemma. I knew the strawberry was going to fly, but we got the melon. Sensan Hyaku. Goju Hachi. No, 300. 300. 300. 100, 200, 300. So then, persimmon. Persistent persimmon. And then push you there. And put you on the left. And then cherry on the right and Dicklefon in the middle. Or watermelon are cut in the background. Oh, that's true, yeah. I wonder what made them do that. Scallywags. Yeah. Okay, so cherry. grape, grape. Put you here. Okay. And then figure this out. Good, we have 2 decapone. It's always nice to get a second decapone before reaching another persimmon, because I always have the opposite luck. Okay. So if that's gonna go that way, then I guess I'll do this. And then put you here. Okay. Alright, so put the small ones on the left and put the decapone persimmon on the right. And that should be pretty decent. Okay. So that aligns okay. I'll put you here and you in the middle. Okay. Well, this is a predicament. But it's stable, so that's okay. And then cherry. Come to think of it, I haven't ever heard you rage in a game, Melon. Oh, I don't really rage. I don't really get angry. I get sad, but I don't really get angry. It's not really in my nature. Yeah. I think it's very easy to, like, get angry at games and stuff. But the thing is, if you're playing a single player game especially, even a, like, single player, like, maybe fighting game or so, you have to understand that the AI is programmed to be brutal. So getting angry and maybe throwing things or breaking things isn't going to make the AI any easier. It's programmed. So it's up to you to figure out the puzzle on how to get around said AI. And it can be frustrating. But that's the whole point. It's made that way intentionally, especially for arcades back in the day. Because that's how arcades made money. I think that's basically how lottery works as well. And it's up to you to figure out the puzzle or the code. And if some AI or some, like, CPU are brutally, like, impossible, well, once again, that just means that it was programmed that way to gatekeep and take your coins. Kind of like crane games as well, sort of. But you also have to figure those out too. That's why I like watching your streams. Because I don't rage. Well, I appreciate it. I feel like a lot of people like to watch rage streamers though. I'm not entirely sure why. I don't like when people are in discomfort. It's not very fun to watch people crash out. Or at least in my opinion. Just my opinion. Because I put myself in the same situation. I go, would I want myself to be in that situation? Would I want to, like, crash out and have a breakdown? And usually the answer is no. So I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want that for them either. Oh. 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 Melon. Okay, let's see. So I guess I can put the small ones on the left. Wait. Oh, I see. Oh, that's too late for that now. Oh, that's not too late actually. But I don't know where to put the grape now. because the cherry carries a lot of weight, funnily enough. Okay, I can do this. Blah. I remember one person constantly playing Jump King and they kept slamming their desk, but eventually had dents in it. It was made of wood, by the way. Yeah, Jump King is a very rage-inducing game, but that game is also about the journey and getting used to the mechanics as well. Obviously, it can be very devastating to watch the character go from very high to all the way to the bottom. But once you get used to the mechanics, it does become easier because it's based on alignment. That doesn't stop it from being super ragey though, but it does help to understand how the movement goes. Huh. That's part of anything though, that's like any game. When you play a game for the first time, usually it's going to be difficult because you're not going to completely understand how it goes. Or it may seem simple at first until you realize that it's actually there's more to it than initially believed. But people banging like their hands on their desk and stuff, those are clippable moments apparently. Moments where people are in like high stress, or if someone says something very like wild or yabai, those are things that make clips and popular clips most of the time. 1794 1794 not everyone can be good at every game. Exactly. In fact, no one is good at every game. No one is perfect. I think the farthest you've ever gone to rage was when you were pouting at us during Paper Mario. Yeah, because if someone tells me a lot of info about the game and stuff, and then suddenly everyone is quiet whenever I do ask for a thing, it's out of the ordinary and it seems weird and wrong. Because a lot of times it's not like I really ask for info too much. So then when I did, I was taken aback because then suddenly no spoilers. It's like, but what do you mean? I played the game before. I've said so. Why is there suddenly no spoilers? Or what have you. Every game has like a point that's very weak, or like a point that people like dread doing. Some people like to call it like filler, or it's just mundane and it's not fun to do. But like sometimes it gets that way and it's just really weird. And yeah, I was a little sad about it, to be completely honest. That's why I ended up grabbing 2 of each fruit, because I was like, wait a minute, why was I told to get 2 red fruit? Specifically red, and not any other fruit. So I just filled my inventory with like 2 of each fruit. Some even have heart rates on the stream layouts. That's mostly for horror games rather than rage. Yeah, that's mostly for horror games. Or spooky. We're not doing this again. Of course we're doing this again. Because it was brought up. It was brought up, you see. So now we must revisit. That's how it works. Because how else will people remember the things that are done if people don't remind people? Remember, guys, attention span is very, 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 very small these days. And we need a way to actually jumpstart it back again to make it where we can actually retain more info again. We have to get that back. Because it's really, really bad when people default to saying, I can't help it, my attention span is too small. And then if you like consume like 7-second to 1 minute media all the time, then you will feel like anything past a minute or two is too long, and then you will lose interest. And so the attention span stays short, which is not good. Especially if you're younger, you definitely don't want to have a super small attention span as you're growing, because it probably won't improve if that's the case. It's actually interesting to me that people, and I've been learning this lately, it's very interesting to me that people need some sort of distraction, and it's just gonna sound weird. Well, it sounds weird to me, but I guess it's normal now, but people need a distraction to stay focused. Which sounds like opposites to me. People actually need distractions to stay focused. You remember the faces. Well, sometimes for some reason, like, my toggles will work and sometimes they won't, and I don't know why. Computer is weird sometimes. I was not there for the over there, but it sounds like I need to watch the VOD. Oh, I always watch the VOD. Anyone, if you are mildly interested in my content at all, I don't upload very often, but what I'm doing at the moment is Super Paper Mario. And yeah, I was at the cloud spot, which apparently is the more annoying bit of the game, to the point where everyone skips it in speedruns and stuff, or tries to anyway. The padding of the game, if you will. So it was definitely an interesting time. I guess, to be fair, on my end, it didn't help that I wasn't sleeping well that week, so I don't want to actually blame anyone who's like watching or who was in chat per se, but I definitely was not sleeping well that week. But at the same time, I was ready. I really wanted to play Super Paper Mario again to make progress and stuff, because I'm pretty close to the end and it's a wonderful game. So it's always nice to make progress when streaming. Streaming is one of the ways to actually get through some games, because we always carry such a huge backlog. We buy more games, and the backlog gets bigger and bigger, and everyone stresses out about the backlog. But instead of trying to clear the backlog, they fill the backlog with more games, and the cycle continues, and it gets bigger and bigger. And we don't remedy it. That's the weird part. We don't remedy it. We just keep buying it, Melon, instead of trying to actually clear out the backlog. And it's not impossible. That's something that I think we should understand. It's not impossible to actually clear out the backlog. Bone Chill is not hard for being Chapter 7. Well, Bone Chill is hard if you don't know the strategy. That's the thing. I think that's with every like boss or character in any game, really. Once you understand the strategy, it's very easy to go, well, that boss isn't too hard, because you understand how to do it. If anything, it's probably the most memed boss from what I know of, just because of that moment. Unfortunately, because of like the touching scene that occurs, only for it to end so abruptly. But that's only if you know how to do it. Which is everywhere on the internet because, you know, that's how it goes. Some games do be long. Yeah, I know. That's because a lot of games nowadays are expected to have expansions. It feels like no games get released with like an actual ending. There's always going to be like post-game content, obviously. But the games never really end, or so it seems. A lot of RPGs tend to be like 90 plus hours long. Both with like cutscenes, exposition, quests. Games don't really end anymore. So clear the backlog of games that have definite ends. As opposed to playing the same game 5 times in a row. Otherwise it'll never get clear. Just food for thought. Whether or not people act on it, well, that's their prerogative, absolutely. I will do one more though, even though it is, you know, 4 o'clock. I mean, in hard mode, they made it so the only way you could damage him was using the icicles on the ceiling. Oh, or we could shiny hut for every spinda. But these are things. No. But see, that's what I mean though. These are self like made things to do. These aren't things that were like intended in the game. Like obviously, hard mode, quote unquote, is a mod that was made. And shiny hunting for every spinda is just something that you will want to do, clearly. But this isn't clearing the backlog. This is becoming a masochist. So I'll be playing Dragon Quest XI for the umpteenth time just for fun, 120 hours. So Bob plays Dragon Quest XI, 120 hours, and Milo plays Super Paper Mario for 800 hours. I see. I'm just going to assume that you guys don't have a backlog then. And assume that you only play maybe 5 games total. Well, I am in Sapphire and beat Norman. I see. But yeah, we have control over like what we have, the games that we have. Even if someone gifts us a game and stuff like that. I mean, whether or not you consider it part of your backlog, then, you know, because you didn't buy it, it's not something you were mainly like interested in, so technically you don't have to add that to the backlog. But as far as the games that you put on the backlog, you should aim for trying to actually clearing those. I know it's very easy to go, oh, new game came out, I'll play it. But then that begs the question, if new game comes out and most people tend to speedrun it as quickly as possible, why not use the same mentality to clear the other games that's in the backlog? See, using the skills from other games to clear other games. Seems like it will work to me anyway. But I don't know much. I'm just a humble melon, playing SUIKA game. This is practically just conversation. No, I do. I still gotta play T2ID in the Princess Peach game. And Dragon Quest 2+1, No More Heroes, Metal Gear Rising, etc. So, by Princess Peach game, do you mean Showtime? Because I've neither played Showtime nor Super Princess Peach. Digital backlogs or something else. I still don't understand the people that speedrun newly released games just to spoil the cutscenes on thumbnails. It's so that they can get the most clicks though, I think. I don't agree with it, but Usually if someone jumps on a game the moment that it releases, it's also, funnily enough, it's also so that they don't get spoiled. Because the quicker someone streams a game that has just come out, people aren't going to know the game. Granted, people will go, I won't watch the stream because it will have spoilers. But meanwhile, sometimes streamers will play a game for the first time of a game that's been out for a while, and people will go into chat and spoil. Which a lot of times, most streamers don't want. So if something does come out, they're trying to clear it as quickly as possible because of that as well. Or they just want to enjoy the experience of the game without being spoiled. I think the Japanese word for it is netobare or something like that. It means spoiler, I think. And a lot of times they don't want it either. So that's what I think. If anything, it's a countermeasure to viewers who actually tend to spoil all the time or have no real filter and stuff like that along those lines. You can't really win per se, but that's my thought process on that though. But I do things in a different way. Usually if I play a game, I just use like the same thumbnail for the game itself. I don't really use a thumbnail for like what part of the game I'm in. I just go, this is the game. This is what the game is called. This is like the title screen or something. Or maybe the box art. And then we just move on from there. So it's usually not going to be spoilers anyway. It's just going to be, I'm on this part. Or this is how far I am. But the thumbnail usually stays the same. But to each their own. Showtime, yeah. Yeah, but like, come on, how are they getting through it that fast? The same, well, that's the thing, Milo. The same way you get through your games pretty fast. Same concept. Legit, same concept, actually. Or people will just do very long streams of said game. So that they can clear it within like maybe 4 streams or so. So like 4 streams of 8 hours or 10 hours or something like that. Maybe they're hooked on the game as well. And then that's what happens. And then later down the line, people can watch that video or that stream. That's the main point of VODs anyway. It's like the whole take a picture, it'll last longer situation. You can always go back to refer to like someone's playthrough. Melon. Later on. You don't have to go to it immediately. Like if a game comes out. Usually if a game just comes out, I'm not going to watch the stream anyway. If I'm interested. Unless the streamer is like someone that I just like watching. Then I will watch it. Usually for me, I know that like spoilers are a big thing in terms of story, but like in terms of like playing the game, I know that my experience and someone else's experience is going to be different in terms of trying to defeat bosses or solving puzzles, or remembering them and stuff like that. So, but it happens all the time, and it can't be helped. It just depends. Thumbnails are just unfair because it feels like a flashbang for spoilers. No, I get it. But like I said before, it's like if I were to play Undertale. Or even Deltarune. And if I were to play it for the first time, and I were to stream it for the first time, I would get a lot of spoilers. Because people are very passionate about the game. So with a new game coming out, and with people barely having any knowledge on it, other than like reveal trailers, people go for the newest game and just do it that way. So that they can get through it and not worry about the spoilers from others. Because the viewer more than likely isn't going to watch it as soon as the game comes out anyway. Because they don't want to be spoiled. Which is kind of ironic in a way. The viewer doesn't want to be spoiled, but a lot of times the viewers will be the ones to spoil the streamer. In certain games. It's an odd life we live. But if I've seen a game for the first time, then I'm just gonna go, oh, that's kind of interesting, or that's kind of cute, or oh, who's that character? And that's really it. That pair is really gatekeeping that beach. Yeah, that's my own fault though. Oh yeah, also rest in peace to Haru Urara. I'm not sure who that is, Melo, but rest in peace, Haru Urara, I suppose. Okay, so look up on Cherry, horse and horse racing game. Okay. Well, rest in peace, Haru Urara. Cherry, persimmon, coupon, persimmon. Okay. 1712. 1712. Not too bad today. Got a few melons. No watermelons though. That's okay. But 見てくれてありがとう。聞いてくれてありがとう。Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed. Interesting conversations today. Not too bad. Always a pleasure as usual. It's always nice to be able to like speak my mind about stuff as well. It's pretty fun. And hopefully like it brings like a different perspective to things or to people as well. But continue to stay tuned for Super Paper Mario or Pokemon or anything else that I decide to try. Always stay tuned for Watermelon Wednesday, since I play this every Wednesday. Like, comment, subscribe if you want to continue seeing my stuff, because I'm very irregular with times, and the bell is super helpful in that regard because I am very indecisive and stuff like that. So looking forward to more Melon. I appreciated the final chapter. Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much guys for stopping by. These are really fun. At any rate, I'm meloncollieflaur, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye bye. Oh, it's Melon.